All right, everyone. Today I want to talk about one of the most valuable types of currency in Lost Ark when it comes to the potential to actually make gold and why you want to save your rift pieces. You do not want to spend these right when you get them, and there is a very particular way that you actually want to spend your rift pieces that is going to make you way more gold than if you just end up spending them incorrectly. Now, these rift pieces, I've got 1,835 of them in my currency bar right here. Of course, these are going to end up coming from your Chaos Gates, and you still want to make sure that you end up running the highest item level Chaos Gates that you can, because they're going to end up giving you better maps, but also more importantly, they're going to end up giving you more rift pieces. So running, for example, like a 960 or a 1300 Chaos Gate is going to give you more of these rift pieces than running a 302 or a 460 Chaos Gate. So still make sure that you're running the highest item level Chaos Gate that you can, but just because you're running the highest item level Chaos Gate doesn't mean that you should be using your rift pieces on buying the highest level maps that you can. That's where this mistake is going to come into play here. Now, you'll see when you end up going to a city, you can go to one of these NPCs that says Rift Piece Exchange, and you can end up turning in these rift pieces for these various chests that actually have maps in them. So you can turn in for one of these blue chests that has a guaranteed blue map. You can end up turning in more of the rift pieces for a purple chest, which will have a chance at having a purple map. It's just a chance, it's a gamble, so you can still end up getting a blue map. And then, of course, if you're going for big gamble, you can turn in even more of these rift pieces for a orange chest that has a small chance of giving you a legendary map, and it also has a chance of giving you an epic map. But still, you could get unlucky, and even though you're spending 1,650 of these rift pieces, you could still end up getting a blue map, just like the one that you end up getting for paying 650. So the higher level chests that you buy, the more of a gamble, the more of a risk, and you still might end up getting the worst possible map. Now, the thing is, though, these vendors are actually going to be different in each of the different cities. And you can see I'm in Punica, so these are going to be the tier 3 chests, and they are very, very expensive. These are going to be tier 3 maps, so they're going to give tier 3 shard bags that give honor shards and tier 3 resources, but for a minimum price of 650 rift pieces, even for just the blue chest, that's pretty darn expensive. And if you really want to get as much money as you possibly can and get the most gold per rift shard, you do not actually want to go in and turn in for the highest item level maps that you can get. What you actually want to do is you want to buy the lowest level map that you possibly can. And I'll show you guys a screenshot here, just so you can actually see the price differences between buying these maps here for like 650, 1,000, 1,650 of those rift pieces versus this one right here, where you can end up going to like Vern, for example, and go to the same type of vendor, a rift piece exchange, and you can end up getting the same chests for way less, but these are obviously going to be for a much lower tier map. These are going to be for the maps that end up giving you Harmony Shard bags and Star's Breath and so on and so forth. But you can see that a blue chest is going to cost 100 rift pieces. A purple chest is going to cost 150, which again could still give you a blue map, but it could also give you a purple map. And then the legendary one costs 250, which has a chance of giving you a purple or a legendary map, but still if you get unlucky, you can end up getting a blue one. Now, the question is here, let's do a very basic math here, because how much gold are you going to end up getting per rift piece? That's really the question of the day here, to make sure that you're maximizing the amount of resources you have to make the most gold that you possibly can. And so if we actually end up going to the market here, you can see that the ones from Punica, the ones right here, for a minimum price of 650 rift pieces, these are the types of materials that we're going to end up getting. So first of all, every time we run a map, we're going to run it in a group, of course. So, if you want to end up running it with guildies and run a bunch of them to end up saving time, if you want to wait until after a Chaos Gate, there's always a ton of groups for maps all around the world. Every time a Chaos Gate is done, because everybody gets a map there, so everybody's looking for groups. Guildies, friends, there's plenty of different ways. You could probably join various discords to end up finding groups to run these maps as well. So basically every map, you're going to get 4 sets of rewards, one for yours, and then your entire group is going to run a rotation. So for every one of these maps that costs a minimum of 650 rift pieces, what we're going to end up getting is we're going to end up getting 4 of the honor shard bags, these ones right here, for about 200-ish gold each. We're also going to end up getting solar graces with the possibility of getting some solar blessings. The tier 3 maps also end up giving you gems as well. They have the chance of ending up giving you purple engravings, but on average, for 650 rift pieces, we're looking at, you know, between like 400 to 800 gold per map. And if we run it in a group of 4, we're going to get 4 times that. So for 650 rift pieces, we're going to get roughly like 1,600 to 3,000 gold worth of materials and stuff that we can sell on the market from our map. Now the question is, what do we end up getting from one of these cheaper 100 rift piece maps that is going to give us the lower materials? Well, you can actually see that if you end up taking a look at the price of Harmony Shard bags off the market, they are still pretty darn expensive. In fact, they're actually worth more than the Honor Shard bags are, at least at the time of me recording this video. So obviously prices are going to be different depending on when you guys watch this video and what region you're in, but still the Harmony Shard bags are very, very valuable. Now you're not going to get those solar graces, those solar blessings, you're not going to end up getting gems and whatnot, but the price is so much cheaper that it really just becomes a question of how much gold per rift piece are we going to get, because these maps only cost 100 rift pieces. And if we run each of these and the only thing that we actually get out of it of value is going to be one of these small Harmony Shard bags, that's still, you know, 250, 300, 350 gold, plus running it in a group of 4, so you're going to get 4 times that for each map. So every single run that you do for one of these 100 rift maps is still going to end up getting you like 1,200 gold. So if you actually do a simple breakdown here of how much gold per rift shard, you could see that if you do the 650 rift shard maps from Punica, you know, 400 to 800 gold times a group of 4, 1,600 to 3,200 gold, you're going to get like roughly 3 to 6 gold or so per rift shard. And there's obviously a bit of variance there depending on the actual rewards that you get, because tier 3 maps have, you know, more stuff that you can actually get from them that's going to have value. But for the 100 rift shard maps, you're basically, all of the value that you get from that is going to be from the Harmony Shard bag. So you're going to get 4 of those because you're running in a group of 4, you know, 250, 300 gold per Harmony Shard bag or whatever they are on your server. And it's going to be approximately 1,200 gold per 100 Rift Shard map. So you're going to end up getting 12 gold per Rift Shard from buying the cheaper maps in Vern compared to buying the more expensive ones in Punica. So it really makes you take a look back and think to yourself, maybe it's not the best idea to just buy the highest level maps that I can, because people are still overpaying for these Harmony Shards by a fortune. It's way better to actually go back and buy those cheaper maps and run them in a group and end up getting those Harmony Shard bags and sell them on the market. So again, I highly recommend that you, if you're going to do this, because you're probably going to be running a whole bunch of these maps, find a guild, find a set of friends, find a group where you're not just going to do one map at a time. You do a whole bunch of them and just blast through them. They should be super fast, super easy. They're not going to take very long because these are going to be low-level mobs. And just go through and basically farm those Harmony Shard bags. You're going to be able to go through so many of these maps with the Rift Shards that you get from running those higher level Chaos Gates, and you're just going to print gold by doing this. This is seriously probably one of the, if not the best money-making strategies out there, especially for a free-to-play player, and you are going to be able to convert these Rift Shards into a serious amount of gold if you put in the effort in order to actually do this. It is absolutely worth it, and I would even go so far as to say it's a mistake to actually turn in your Rift Shards for the higher tier maps with how valuable those lower tier maps can still be. So I want to just kind of bring some attention to this, talk about it, because you know, a lot of people everything's very expensive on the market still, and any ways to make gold, especially with one as good as this, I think deserves a video. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this info. I hope that it helped out. And if you did and you enjoyed this, consider leaving a quick like, consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this in the future, and feel free to check out the Twitch stream at twitch.tv/salt, where I'll be streaming Lost Ark as well as other games. Thanks again, everyone. Take care, and until next time.